going on, guys? Harry Dirtman here with another Tacoma video. 2001 Tacoma. Installing the keyless entry system. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. This one costs $15 on Amazon. This is what the box looks like. It's pretty standard, but I'll just show you. Unlock. Lock, unlock. Okay, and then we even went as far as to get the lights wired up. You know what? They're not plugged in right now. Rookie mistake. Lights are not plugged in, but they do work. I'll show you at the end. So I got them all unplugged just to make it easier to see. Yeah, so this is like pretty much the setup. You're gonna need to get to two places. This whole bottom panel comes off of the vehicle. Try to get a good angle on it. Here it is right here. Comes off pretty easily. You can figure that out. I'm not gonna waste time with that. First place you're gonna want to tap in, find whatever off your box is positive, constant 12 volt, which is for me red with the fuse, inline fuse. And this needs to be grounded, the black. So find those two, and you're gonna tap those into your ignition harness, which goes right here. I've unplugged it for you so you can see easily. And it looks like a mess, but it's heat shrinked, soldered, and electrical taped, so it's pretty legit. So the red wire from the box needs constant 12 volt, which is going to go to white with a, let me see here. Constant 12 volt in the ignition harness is going to be white and red. So that's this one here. Oh gosh, you can't really see. Okay, white and red. Boom. Or just white. Both of them are constant 12 volt. I have just white here. So you could do this one or this one. You could tell because it's a thicker gauge wire too. That's constant. Constant ground. I've done some testing. I figured out is black with a red stripe. So you can see I got my test light here on power. And if we go around the back side of this plug and we go boom, that tells us black with a red stripe is constant ground. Done. So that's your two power ground wire. I have this strip just for test purposes, but I'll solder it and heat shrink it later. Now for the other portion, this is the front of the fuse box here. You have this 22 pin connector, front of the fuse box. This is pretty straightforward. You're going to take from your box whatever is the lock wire, which for me is white and black. You're going to run that to gray in the harness on your truck. Okay, that's there to gray. Then whatever unlock is from the box, which is for me white, you're going to run that to purple. Okay, and it could be, so for me, actually, so I've gotten it backwards. It's white. If you're using the same box, go off this. If it's white to gray, and then white and black to purple. Final answer. So that's lock, unlock. All you need to know is lock is gray, unlock is purple. Boom, done. Now this is the really confusing part, as if that wasn't confusing enough already. Okay, the two yellow and black and yellow can get combined into one, and you need to find a ground. For me, it was convenient, and I realized this isn't like the most professional thing. I'll put a connector on it later. I ran the ground right there, chassis ground, and it works great. Okay. And then if you want the parking lights to flash or the turn signals like I have, I'll show you what that looks like at the end. That's going to be the two brown wires from your control box. And this is the most confusing part by far. So to get to the back of the fuse panel, you have to take this bolt out, which goes there, and this one up in the corner, which is hidden behind this cover. You do not have to take this whole thing off. You can get an extension and you could pry it and you can get in there. It's hard to show on camera right now, but you can basically jam a socket in here like this and get to the bolt, and it's pretty straightforward. Then you turn the whole fuse box around. Okay, you're gonna have to fuck with it, it's quite hard. And you're looking for this 12-pin connector. This 12-pin connector. It'll have 2 contacts up top and 6 down below. It's 6/6, but you can see there's only 2 contacts on the top one. What you need to find from this 12-pin connector is the green wire. Okay, if you're looking at it from the back, it's 3rd from the bottom left. 1, 2, 3 green wire. You tap into that with the 2 browns, and that's what's gonna make your turn signals flash. Now, I'm gonna show you how I got to this connector, because this connector is hard to find. There's like 10 green wires behind the fuse box. It's very hard to show while holding a camera, but I'm gonna try. So I took this bottom right connector out, which is not the one you're looking for, okay? This is the bottom right connector, that goes there. All I did was take that out to get it out of the way, because the 12-pin connector you are looking for is in the middle of it all. I'm gonna try to turn it around here. You can see right there. It's literally dead center. So in order to get to it, I had to take the bottom right one out, but I didn't mess with the bottom right at all. Just plug it right back in, plug everything back in, and it works mint. And that's how you're gonna install your keyless entry. Shove this box up in there somewhere, and it works good. The lights flash, everything works. Let me wrap this up and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what we got. Unlock gives you 2 flashes. Lock gives you 1 quick flash. That's how it's done. And the trunk button, haven't found a use for the trunk button yet, but I'll leave it in there just in case I figure it out later. But yeah, by far the hardest part is the brown wires to the green one in the back. It's just hard to locate and get room to solder. It's all super tight, so. But yeah, following this guide, you should be able to install keyless entry pretty painless. I've done all the thinking for you. I'm gonna try to go over it one more time correctly and concisely. You want, let's do power and ground first. Constant 12 volt, red from the system, goes to white on your truck. Ground goes to black with a red stripe on your truck. Okay, that's these 2 handled. Then you got the unlock and the lock button. White and black goes to purple. That's going to be unlock. White goes to gray. That's going to be lock. And that's on the front of your fuse box, 22-pin fuse box. 2 browns are for the lights. Those are going to go to the back of the fuse box on the 12-pin connector, the green one I showed you. That's hard to find. And then from your keyless entry system, 2 yellows, which I converted down to 1, gets grounded, gets chassis ground somewhere. And that's it.